Hi, my name is David Emerson. I'm a long-term myeloma survivor, myeloma cancer coach and director of People Beating Cancer. Welcome to the vlog post about, essentially I'm using a New York Times opinion piece to talk about an issue that I think is important to the vast majority of newly diagnosed multiple myeloma patients. The title of the Times piece it's an opinion article where the frauds are all legal. Now, the reason why I think this is important, this writer, this columnist, talks about an accident that her husband had, a bicycle accident, flipped over his handlebars and went to the emergency room. Very different from the average myeloma patient, but the issue is similar. 95% of all myeloma patients are diagnosed at stages 2 or 3. I can't tell you how many people email me and talk about, I found my myeloma on the golf course, mid-backswing, and I either broke a rib or broke a vertebrae, or I had one guy tell me he reached across the table for the salt shaker and broke a rib. Needless to say, these patients then race to the emergency room. The notion, essentially what this writer talks about are all the odd, she might question mark, legal billing procedures, standard billing procedures. The point I'm trying to make for you watching this is, if you're looking at a bill from the emergency room, you've just broken a bone, perhaps you've begun therapy, you've stabilized your myeloma, that's great, but you're facing a bill for $10,000 for a broken rib. What was that all about? She mentions things. The first one is something she calls medical swag. Basically durable medical equipment. If you have, if you break a vertebrae, you might be given one of those collars. Well, that's billable. You can find it at a drugstore for $29.95, and they'll bill your insurance $250, something like that. She also talks about the cover charge. Get this, trauma activation fee. I'm not really sure what that means, but the point is, she and her husband paid $7,143.99 for the trauma activation fee. For going to the emergency room, they paid thousands of dollars. I'm not smart enough to question billing and to know what's what. I am smart enough, I'm experienced enough to say that newly diagnosed myeloma patients must look into their, if you went to the emergency room, think about it, carefully think it through. This article, the article linked below, is an excellent primer, an excellent education tool for you, the patient, to learn things, to be aware of these things. So if they happen to you, or if they happened to you recently, you'll understand what's going on. Bottom line, she says, my insurer paid for most of these questionable charges, though at discounted rates. That's partly the way the system works in the United States. But we have copays, we have deductibles, there are dollars at stake here, something to keep in mind. If you have questions or comments, scroll down the page, send me a question, I will reply to you ASAP. In the meantime, thank you and be well.